Sirenia is an order of marine mammals containing two families, Dugongs, Dugongidae, and Manatees, Trichachidae, also known as sea cows. There are only 4 species of Sirenia left, with 3 manatee species, Trichachis species, and 1 dugong species, Dugong. Sirenians are massive creatures, sometimes weighing over 4,500 kilograms or 9,920 pounds. They can grow up to 10 meters or 33 feet in length. However, the largest of all the Sirenians is already extinct. Stellar sea cow, Hydrodamalis gigas, weighed up to 6,000 kilograms and was about the size of an African elephant. All Sirenians are closely related to large animals, elephants and aardvarks, but are completely aquatic animals, meaning that they spend their entire lives underwater, even during birth and breeding. Sirenia have extremely low tolerance for cold water, so their habitats are warm, shallow estuaries, rivers, and coastal waters that support abundant vegetation for food. They are found in such habitats all over the world, as indicated by this map. The one exception is stellar sea cow, which lived in cold, subpolar waters, mainly the Bering Sea. Sirenians can hold their breath for up to 6 minutes underwater and can stand up on their tails in shallow waters to breathe. Sirenians are herbivores, and their diet consists of various types of aquatic vegetation, mainly seagrass. Dugongs will only eat what is on the floor of their environment, making them benthic feeders. On the other hand, manatees will live whatever they find from the water surface to the bottom of the ocean. Sirenians will eat about 10% of their body weight every day, and this means that they spend most of their lives feeding, using large molars to crush their food. Male dugongs also have tusks, but it is unlikely that they are used in the feeding process. The extinct stellar sea cow fed exclusively on seaweed and was the only mammal to do so. It takes about 2 to 11 years for a manatee to reach sexual maturity, and the gestation period is 12 to 13 months. They do not bond and may have many mates throughout their lives, sometimes with females having up to 20 mates at the same time. Calves will stay close to their mothers for about 2 years. Dugongs are sexually mature at 10 to 17 years of age and have gestation periods of 1 year. A single calf is born and it will stay close to its mother for 18 to 24 months. All Sirenian mothers will help their calves reach the surface for the first breath immediately after birth. Stellar sea cow has been extinct since 1768, from overfishing by sailors that needed provisions on long voyages. Today, all Sirenians are endangered because of loss of habitat and overfishing. As coastal waters are developed for residential areas and vacation resorts, wastewater runoff and increased sedimentation causes loss of seabeds and aquatic vegetation, meaning less food and habitat for the Sirenians. Poaching and hunting of Sirenians are practiced all over the world, as Sirenians have valuable meats, oils, and tusks that may be used for medicine. Some indigenous peoples of Australia hunt dugongs as part of their culture and rely on the resource for many needs. Other Sirenians are killed by entanglement in fishing nets and collisions with boats. Awareness to conserve Sirenians has been spread mainly by scientists who have studied them for many years in Florida and Australia. Sirenia International is one grassroots organization that is working to save the Sirenians by education, research, and intercultural collaboration. The Save the Manatee Club is another organization where members adopt a manatee. They donate money to the organization while gaining the title of an adoptee of a real live manatee. Research done on Sirenians have studied the calls of manatees and the diving behavior of dugongs. Previous research has shown that manatees can recognize each other from vocal calls. Further inquiry upon this subject by Renata Souza Lima, Adriana Paglia, and Gustavo Fonseca has revealed that the individual vocalizations of manatees do have significant differences, especially in correlation to the gender and age of the observed manatee. In their study, 14 individual recordings of different manatees was analyzed and recorded based on the gender and age of the manatee and the fundamental frequency and signal duration of the sound. Females had greater fundamental frequencies and shorter signal durations than males, and calves has greater fundamental frequencies and shorter signal durations than mature manatees. Data also showed that the fundamental frequencies became more defined as the manatees aged. The study done on the diving behaviors of dugongs conducted by researchers in Australia documented the dives of 15 dugongs using time depth recorders that recorded over 39,000 dives. Dive performance was analyzed in relation to dugong gender, dive location, time of day, and tidal cycle. The dugongs were found to make an average of about 12 dives each day, and 67% of the dives were categorized as feeding dives, which were square and U-shaped. Another 22% were traveling dives, which were slow and erratic, and the rest were either exploratory or shallow resting dives. An interesting fact about Sirenians is that they were often mistaken for mermaids by early European explorers on long voyages where many of them were sick and probably delusional. The word Sirenia itself comes from the Greek word for sirens, the half-woman, half-bird creatures that appear in Homer's Odyssey and try to lure Odysseus and his men into lethal cliffs using their beautiful song. Even Christopher Columbus has documents where he says that the mermaids he saw on a voyage in the Caribbean were not as pleasing to the eye as described in myths and fairy tales. There are also various legends that depict the Sirenians as humans that were cursed or transformed into the sea creatures from living too near to the water.
Dugong, it's the cow, the sea dugong, dugong, also known as the manatee. He doesn't have wings, cause that is silly. Doesn't live in the trees, that would also be silly. Compared to the dolphin, it's very close cousin. It's quite a
Yo, you guys are in a tsunami.